In December of 2015, I went to Athens, Greece to experience the refugee crisis for myself. This series of videos are just a few short stories that I would like to share with you guys and a few lessons that I've learned. So it was Sunday, and I had been there for a few days, and I was kind of worried that I wasn't actually accomplishing as many things as I thought I was going to be able to do to help refugees. As much as I really wanted to help, I didn't want to continue to get in the way of the doctors and nurses because they were the ones that were actually providing life-saving help. So when Judith, the doctor, would ask me to do anything, I would jump right on it. On Sunday morning, she asked me to put up a tent around the medicine because thunderstorms might come in. So I began to assemble the tent with some Moroccan refugees, and in the distance, we could see some police officers stop. We got a little bit worried because we didn't really know what was going to happen. There was refugees walking about the square with 15 stitches in their head from police encounters and arms broken. The police aren't very welcoming in general to this new immigrant crisis. To our shock, they were actually there to help us. They asked us if we can move the tent to the back of the park away from the metro entrance so that less people would see it. Quickly, we deconstructed the tents and we moved to the back of the park. We reconstructed the tents and began to move our medicine inside. After the tent was completely assembled and our medicine was stacked properly inside, and we had our NGO labels on the outside, a woman approached. Initially, she had a tone of concern that the neighbors were going to be upset about the tent and asked us if we had the proper paperwork. Unfortunately, we didn't file for the proper permits to construct a tent in a public square, so we had to say no. But we had put up the signs around the tent that the police officer had asked us, declaring that we were an NGO. After a few moments, the police officers who had helped us move the tent to the back of the square reapproached, and this woman turned out to be the actual neighbor that was upset about the tent and not the one that was giving us a concerned tap on the shoulder. So, after a few moments of the police officers actually arguing with the woman, to our surprise, they came over and they had to ask us to take down the tents. They gave us all the information to file for the permit the next day, and they left us alone. The Moroccan refugees that helped me assemble the tents, just as fast as they put it up, turned around without a word and took the tent down. They are the ones that are affected. They are the ones that are receiving benefit from this tent. And without a word, they turned around. That night, those Moroccan refugees and I sat around the heater in the open air because the tent had to be taken down, and we talked. We couldn't communicate in the same language. I didn't speak Arabic and they didn't speak English, but we communicated somehow. First by gestures and then by pictures, and finally moved to Google Translate. But something really beautiful happened that night, and I understood that I wasn't any different than them. Those Moroccan refugees really taught me something that will last with me forever.